do you think is the secret to a career success? Is it a natural talent, a powerful network, or the unwavering passion? The studies have shown that the soft skills play a vital role in the success of a career. Today, we have an exclusive KEO session on Toastmasters etiquette. Indian at heart, global in spirit, an NRI, not returning Indian. Our very own DTM, Christopher Almeida, has achieved a lot of accolades within Toastmasters fraternity and professional life. Born in Mumbai and brought up in Qatar, he is a computer science graduate from Mumbai University, and he is currently working for DHL Express Qatar as IT director for over 18 years. Christopher, a committed Toastmaster, better known as Chris, enjoys a healthy lifestyle, a cheerful personality, loves life to the fullest. He's been credited for having the correct TMI branding implemented across the Toastmasters. And he has implemented it across the Toastmasters Club in Qatar. And now he is here on this exciting module on etiquette in Toastmasters. Put your hands together to welcome the dreamer and globetrotter, the most dynamic DTM, Christopher Almeida among us. Over to you.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, a warm good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Am I audible and visible? Wonderful. So in the next 20 minutes, we are going to learn about an interesting topic. And what is that topic? Can anyone share that with me? Quickly.
Toastmasters etiquette.
Toastmasters etiquettes.
Wonderful. And what does that mean? Let's have an interactive session. What does that mean?
The etiquettes and the manners that the Toastmasters is expected to.
Brilliant. Thank you, Pooja. Dipti, you wanted to say something?
How the Toastmasters should behave or present themselves.
Okay, great.
The
Thank
do's
you.
and
Anyone
don'ts.
would do's and don'ts? Okay, thank you. Azad, anyone else?
How to be a Toastmaster outside meeting in your normal life as you are in Toastmasters.
Thank you, Gilda. Well, let me tell you, Toastmasters etiquette is nothing but rules, and whatever you all mentioned is all right. Brilliant. Now, I want to share my experience of the last 15 years, what I've seen over the past 15 years where things could have been better. And this is what you're going to learn in the next 20 minutes. Now, this could be rules, and rules keep on changing, right? Now, how do you pronounce this word? The word is pronounced as etiquette. Often it's noticed or you hear it as etiquette, etiquette. It should be said as etiquette. It comes from a French origin, which was in 1750s converted into English. So that's about etiquette. Who is this?
Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa. And you know why she's here today? Because we as Toastmasters, as public speakers, forget to smile. Mona Lisa is famous for a smile, right? So when you're in front of the audience, you're standing with your one leg in the front and hands at the side. And when you're looking around at the audience, the first and important thing that you need to do is have a lovely smile. Speakers don't carry smile. They are always frowning. And when you frown, how many muscles do you use? 72 muscles. and smile takes only 14 muscles. So just make sure that you smile and connect with the audience. They say the smile is your logo, right? Your personality is how you carry yourself, and how you meet and leave them with your interaction is your trademark. So make sure you connect with a lovely smile. Uh, you see that LV, what does LV stand for in that lovely picture? Louis Vuitton.
Long vision.
Okay. Anyone else would like to give it a try? Come on. No one?
The live, like watching you, Mona Lisa's eyes are always watching everyone who's watching it. So maybe is it that?
No, not at all. You know,
Da
who painted
Vinci.
Da Vinci? Exactly. Leonardo da Vinci. So if you see in her eyes, this LV is there. Yeah, not Louis Vuitton or Log Vigil as that Welshel. Now, why do we have this? Now, it's very important for us to remember that people are watching us carefully, right? And we will see in the next few slides what are we talking about. How many of you have heard about this lovely rule of 7, 38, and 52, 55? Anyone? Show of hands. Good. Pooja knows it. Anyone? Dipti also knows it. And Sham. Good. Three of you all. What does it all talk about? So this was done by Albert Mehrabian, who was an Armenian national but born in Iran. In 1960, he came up with a communication theory, which says that 7% is verbal, 93% is non-verbal communication. And if you see, he says that 7% should be spoken words, 38 is voice tone, and 55% body language. Now, many of our Toastmasters often forget this. Now, this was a theory in 1960, but it is still prevalent today. So be mindful of your words. Use more of body language when you're in front of an audience on an online presence. Know how to stand, how to use the body. Be aware of your body. Okay, next. What is this? A stage. Everyone has been on a stage? Yes. Okay, good. What is this?
Podium.
Come on. Podium. Okay, so that was Dipti. So podium is slightly smaller than the stage, a high rising stand where you use your feet to carry yourself. It comes from the Latin word podiatric. So, you know, when you talk about your feet, so make sure you think about podium. So that's about podium. Next is, what is this?
Lectern.
Lectern. So today I managed to have some thinking hat on, and I've made an lectern of egg trays. So you all can see this? Yes. Okay. Now, often noticed public speakers, who uses lectern? Can anyone tell me who uses a lectern in Toastmasters meeting?
Master of ceremony.
Master of
Contest
ceremony.
chair.
Wonderful.
TMOD.
It-
Yeah.
Toastmaster
TMOD
Contest
sometimes.
chairs, TMOD.
Wonderful, brilliant. So it starts with the sergeant at arms, most probably, then it goes to the president, general evaluator. So they use the lectern, right? How do you use the lectern? So you keep your hands on the lectern, comfortably look at the audience and smile. Never ever lean over the lectern. So this is common thing. People lean, people try to, show this pose. This is not to do. You need to make sure you stand comfortably, not at the side of the lectern. You stand at the lectern. Yeah, you stand at the lectern or behind the lectern, but not at the side of the lectern. So make sure you are using it powerfully. So it could be the president, the general evaluator, the contest chair, the sergeant at arms could use the lectern. Next is this. What is this?
Gavel.
The gavel.
Gavel.
Gavel. Wonderful. That's Roshan. Yes. So gavel, I have a gavel here. It's a golden gavel. Gavel is a sign of responsibility, right? And if you look at our Toastmasters old branding, we had two gavels at the back end. If you look at your current Toastmasters magazines, it's still there. So gavel is very important. And who uses the gavel?
President.
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 Or
Thank you, Gilda.
presiding. Yeah.
Presiding officer. Brilliant. So the gavel should be used on the lectern, not at the sign. I've seen many meetings where I've noticed the president would come here and he will have a free table. He will bang it there. No, it has to be used at the lectern. And this gavel, the tap of the gavel have various different meanings. And if you want to know about this, I encourage you all to read the book Robert Rules of Order. It's a brilliant book which would tell you about how the president uses the gavel and what are the different taps for. So double tap. So president starts it with calling the meeting to order and then ends it adjourning the meeting. During the meeting, he could use it to call a recess and and there are different other meanings. So make sure you are aware of this. Never call it a hammer. That's a very bad and understatement, used for the gavel. I've noticed where I go, I don't have the hammer today. We are not talking about hammer, it's a gavel. So give it some respect. Okay, that's good. Now, applause. Now we have got 3 guests this evening, and you would be wondering, why are these people applauding so much? Every now and then they are applauding. I think I've mentioned this in our club. Our body has got 340 pressure points. 28 of them are in our palm. So the more you applaud, you feel fit, you feel energized. It sharpens your brain. And if you have any, you're feeling some issues with your health, try applauding. You will feel that energy. You will feel refreshed. Now, why do we applaud in Toastmasters? The first reason we applaud is to recognize the effort that the speaker has put in, or the role player. And after he finishes delivering his speech and he goes back and sits at his table, or he concludes, we again applaud, because we applaud for the skills that has been showcased. So this is the 2 reasons that we applaud. And this applause should be continuous. Imagine I'm on a physical meeting and I've come to the lectern, I've delivered my speech and I go back, the applause should continue. It should not stop. So make sure that you applaud. So don't you think I deserve a big round of applause? Do you feel energized now? Great. So continue that. Yep. Next is a handshake. Now, handshake is very important. Do you know the history of handshake? How did it all come into picture? In the good old days, they used to have the scabbard, to get the sword out. So in order to show that you are not at any war and you are at peace, the handshake came into picture. So this is how handshake came into picture. Now, how do you handshake? It's very important you understand. There are today I don't have a volunteer because my folks are out. When you do a handshake, make sure that you leave a good distance and maintain an eye contact with the person you are shaking hand. And it should be a 2 to 3 second through 2 to 3 seconds only, not much. Yeah. And it has to be genial. It has to be more credible. Many times I've noticed people are eating, between something, and somebody will go and put their hands in. No, don't do that. That is not the way to do. And who does a handshake and how does it work? So basically, you are in a gathering where you have the CEO, the senior person will offer handshake first. It should not be the other way around. It should be the one in authority should start with the handshake first. Then is when you are at the lectern and you are delivering your speech and you're calling upon the speaker, make sure you come in, you provide a lovely handshake, look at the photographer, whoever the photo master in clubs, handshake, and then hand over the control. Now, during your journey as Toastmasters, you will meet these types of different handshakes. And this is from Toastmasters International magazine, which was published in 2015. The first one is the bone crusher, who would like to show so much of power. Yeah, then is the stiff arm thrust, who would like to, make sure that he will not leave you. Then is the socket wrencher, and he would feel, I'm sure everyone has experienced this, either at Toastmasters or at your work. Have you? Okay, so these are the things that you should definitely avoid. So be mindful of how do you perform a handshake. There are some ladies who are not comfortable, especially in this region of Middle East, they're not comfortable in having a handshake. So what do? So if you know that they are not comfortable, you keep your hand on your heart and take a bow. Yeah, that's how yeah, absolutely. That's right, Juliet, you're practicing, wonderful. So this is how you make sure you transfer control. Then is this, what is this? A mic. When you get into a car, what is the first thing that everyone does?
Switch on the Bluetooth.
Know about the
Adjust
car,
the
but
seat.
I love this
Adjust the
mic.
seat.
adjust the seat, and what else? I'm giving you a clue.
The steering, the
Car
seat belt. We put the
Seat belt,
seat belt
wonderful.
on.
It's the
On the
same
car
way.
also.
As a public speaker, the first thing you need to do is make sure you check the
Turn
mic.
the
Is
mic.
it working?
Mm.
And how do you hold a mic? So today I've got a mic here. Many times I've attended meetings where the speaker is holding the mic here. This is a big no-no. Mic should be held at this distance. You can see this. Yeah, I think our president can take a picture of this. Okay, lovely. Is it visible? Okay, so this is the distance that you need to hold the mic so you are audible. Otherwise, I've seen many audience telling the speaker, you all would have experienced that, and that's the bad thing to do. So make sure that you have this distance and you use the mic. Never ignore it. Public speakers, sometimes they come and they say, I think I'm audible, I don't need it, I will, they just shove it off. Never do that. You should use it. And if the club has the mic, an audio or visual, make sure that you use it. So that's about the mic. And how do you use it? So when you use it, you call upon the person's name. So today's title uh, is Toastmasters etiquette, right? So you call upon distinguished Toastmaster Christopher Almeida. Then the speech title, again the speech title, then distinguished Toastmaster Christopher Almeida. So this is the flow that everyone needs to follow. Never use, say, DTM. DTM is always to be written. When you can use it while you write it. So you always say distinguished Toastmaster Christopher Almeida. And I see Sharda nodding ahead, so I think we are putting this into practice. Wonderful. Okay, introduction, very, very important. Introduction should be written. It should not be ignored. This is a very important thing because it sets up the speaker. So today when Sharda introduced me, I came out with my chest out. I felt very positive. I felt elevated. This is how you do it. So good job there, Sharda. Now, what are the words you could use on introduction? And if you do not know about introduction, there is a lovely manual as well, creating introductions. Reach out to the VP Education. She would share with you all the details. And to help the club, make sure you fill the speaker's introduction form. So it is easy for the VP Education. She or he has the details of you. So this is all available. So when you call upon the speaker, make sure that first you call upon the evaluator. He reads out the purpose statement. He sits down, he or she sits down. Then you call upon the uh, introduce the speaker. Never do first introduce the speaker, then you pause, because all that his chest was pumped up to come up on the stage. Suddenly he has to wait because now the focus is on the evaluator. So make sure that you first focus on the evaluator, then the speaker. Okay, these are some choice of words you could use, fancy words: communicator, doyen, enthusiastic, tech savvy, intellectual, cheerful, marvelous, passionate. Yeah. And how do you introduce the speakers? So we have a proper structure in Toastmasters International. So you call upon the local dignitaries. If you have any government officials, call them first. Second is any Toastmasters officers who are there, who are serving as board of directors. And you might never know, we might have any of one of these attending our club meetings in the future. So be mindful of that. Call them first. Then international directors who are currently serving on the board, region advisors, past international presidents, past region advisors, past district governors was then, now it is directors, and current district leaders. So this is the structure of your introduction, how it should follow. There are manuals, make sure you carry your manuals. These are the old manuals. There are some interesting manuals on your voice. How do you improve your voice? How do you improve your effective evaluation, body gestures? Make sure that you use them, or, reach out to your VP Education who can share them with you so you can prepare. How many of you are carrying a pen and a pad folio to make notes for today's meeting? I can see Pooja's hand. Okay, 3, wonderful. So we have a lovely audience here, President. So make sure you carry this. During one of my term, I was blessed with a lovely president, Filomeno Alves, from my club, Konkan Toastmasters. He gave me this Toastmasters International pad folio. For now, this is over, I think, 9 years, and I still carry it, proudly attending any meeting. So a lot of data. Every time I attend any meeting, I capture, and everyone should do that. Make notes of those. Time is very important. Very often I've noticed the Toastmaster of the day, after finishing each segment, should check upon, are we on time or not? So if you finish the prepared speech segment, ask the timer, are we on time or not? So we know the person who is coming next, the topics master, general evaluator, has to fast track. So this will help you. There is a feedback form which goes on to physical meetings. So make sure everyone uses it. The first speaker, if we are an online club, so we can maintain 1 minute silence and give feedback. Why it is important? Because the feedback should come from everyone. Everybody should get feedback. And who gets feedback? This not only the speakers, the topics master, the general evaluator, the Toastmaster of the day. Everybody should get feedback. So maintain that 1 minute silence. Yeah. Okay, so these are some liners. Distractions. These days I've come up with an interesting theme on how do I gain attention of our audience. You know, what I do is, I'm glad that today only 3 videos are off, but I'm sure they're there for a reason. Make sure that you turn on your videos, because this is not a webinar, right? It's an interactive session. Keep your videos on. If it's a physical meeting, I go with a basket now and I'm delivering a session. I take all their mobile phones. And I think Roshan was lucky who had an opportunity to hand over her phone as well. And believe me, it is quite effective, because today's distraction is your mobile phones. So avoid distractions. Give respect to the speaker, because respect is one of our core values of Toastmasters International. Look at our president. He's dressed like for the occasion, and that's how you carry yourself for Toastmasters International. I've been a bit informal today, but as a KEO presenter, I wanted to show you my new suit. So yeah. Okay. So make sure you wear proper dress code. If you're going for a physical meeting, avoid sandals, slippers. Carry yourself like you are going for on an interesting meeting where you're going to gain something and network. Lovely agenda and flyer done by none other than VP Education, VP PR. Brilliant job. So uh, we don't have TMOD, but I'm sure you would have noticed why TMOD. Now, TMOD stands for Toastmaster of the Day. Now, why is it not Toastmaster of the Evening? Because it is the identifier is because Toastmaster of the Day refers to the day of the week, not in terms of time. So make sure that you are aware why it is TMOD, because during my club a term as a club president, I had made it TMOE, Toastmaster of the Evening. I did not know about this. That was a grave mistake I did, and then I got it clarified from Toastmasters International. So DTM should be after the name, not front of the name. Avoid TM because we are all Toastmasters, and think from a guest perspective. Yeah. So yeah, so if you see DTM is after the name. These are some scripts which are available to you. Make sure you access them, use them. It's all at your fingertip. Pins, Toastmasters pin. How many of you are wearing Toastmasters International pin? Okay, Dipti is wearing, I'm wearing, and President 3, and the club is going to invest into this. So Toastmasters pin is very important that we wear it. It's just around $5.50. It's a symbol of excellence. So make sure when you're attending Toastmasters meeting, carry yourself with a pin and a badge. You know, you feel like you are on a mission. You are targeted to get something, learn something, achieve something, help somebody. So you feel that special power. You're like a police officer, you know, where you wear your uniform. So that pin should be worn. Now, awards. This is a very important. I'm running up fast because time is running out. So I don't know, with everybody's permission, I could skip on the question answer session if possible, and I would continue with the session. Now, when you get an award, it's you need to know how do you give an award and how do you receive. Now, a person giving an award should make sure that he shows his lovely watch like mine. Okay, you hold it on the top. Okay, and then your other hand for the handshake. Yeah, so this is how you give an award. The person receiving an award should be on the other side, holding it at the bottom, and he's giving a handshake, and there is a slight bend as an act of gratitude. So this is how you receive an award. Now, when you're getting a plaque or giving a plaque, never give it packed in a box or something. Many times people are so lazy that they would just give it with a box. No, show it. No, flaunt that award that you have got for the person, because it's a sign of respect. So this is how you give an award. Smile, look at the photo. If you have got 2 people taking pictures, look at the center. So this is how you make sure you pose, smile, and give a lovely handshake. Preparation is key. Whatever you do, prepare. Now, today, Ron is not there, but Gilda is there. Can anyone tell me who are these people and what's wrong with this picture? Quickly.
One is Johnny Depp,
Johnny Depp. And
the other one.
I can see the tag on the thing.
yes, yeah. So
Um,
Johnny Depp is
Lord
wearing
of
an Adidas. He's
And
wearing
he's wearing a
Adidas.
watch.
Yeah, and he's wearing a watch. Now there are members who are been with the fraternity for long, who are looking out for these small things, right? Like people like me. So we want it to make sure that we are doing it correctly. We are following it. Our intention is to make sure that we get best out of you. So there is no senior Toastmaster. There is either a Toastmaster or distinguished Toastmaster. Yeah. So take the feedback positively. These are some tips. I would like to share them in our group later from Toastmasters International. This is from our online meeting. So, join, come on early, log in early. If the meeting starts at 5 o'clock, join 15-20 minutes early, right? Today I had an issue with my laptop. I was able to do it because I joined in early. I was able to resolve that, and same with our Sajid and Ram. So a few tips, I will not go through them in detail, but I'm going to share them with you, these tips. So you can read them, applaud, be part of the meeting, don't turn off the video. Yeah, there were almost 20 tips that came in. Okay, now look at this picture. So this is a picture of during when COVID had come in. So this is where I used to deliver my speeches. Now, what is important here, you need to stay focused, because in a physical meeting, you would not be noticed, but you are more visible on a video call than an offline meeting. So because there are everyone watching you, you can see the curtains that I got the background, what is the color of my cupboard, where I'm wearing my shoes or not, everything is visible. So be mindful of this. In summary, so we have learned is the different stage, lectern, podium, applause, handshake, and mic. Introduction should be written. Never ever demean the speaker. He gave me a long list of book, without any further ado, this speaker doesn't require any introduction. Don't ever do that. Work on the introduction, use some fancy words, and call upon the speaker. We could do an educational module on introduction probably in coming months. Bring manuals, portfolio. Yeah, so this is all what we covered. And I see the flyer which Pooja came out with a lovely statement, but let me take you to Carnegie Institute of Technology in 1918, which came out with this lovely quote: 85% of your financial success is due to your personality and ability to communicate, negotiate, and lead. Shockingly, only 15% is due to technical knowledge. So I hope you take a lovely message here that your personality gets you where you are today. So, Toastmasters made me successful because I learned how to communicate, negotiate, and lead at this this platform. So make sure our guests, if you are thinking that you want to bring a change in your life, think of joining Toastmasters. This will really bring a different uh, personality altogether. So you will see the hidden talents that you carry and what you can do for your personal as well as professional life. Now, you would be all wondering, I learned a lot. It was fantastic. It is nice. But as Bruce Lee said, knowing is not enough. You need to apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. So make sure that whatever you learn in the last 15-20 minutes or more, apply them. And I'm looking out to all the speakers and members present here who are making sure, who I will make sure that they apply in their future meeting, because we have learned a lot. With this, I hand over control to our lovely Toastmaster of the day, Sharda. Over to you. The virtual screen is all yours.